Hi, everybody. It's Darth Paradigm. I'm probably being rather premature, attempting to review this saber so quickly after having received it. But I'm so completely enthralled with this thing that I really can't resist. Because there's a lot going on here that really kind of surprised me. And one thing that I usually don't do is I usually don't do measurements, but I feel compelled to do that this time. So the Empress is approximately 11 and 3/4 inches long. Now, I was expecting a much larger hilt, and this is actually quite surprising and not entirely unappreciated. It's really interesting that the proportions of this saber are really more akin to what a lot of other saber companies are producing rather than Ultrasabers. And another aspect is the width of the handle. And I have the wrong end of the ruler, which is why I usually don't bother with the ruler. So it's approximately, I would say, somewhere in the neighborhood of about, like, not even 1 1/4 inches in diameter. That's probably wrong. I'm not in frame, screwing this up royally, but I'm excited. So it's a rather dainty hilt, and I'm not sure how the proportionals stack up to the movie prop, but what the end result is you get a saber that just sort of rests in your hand very comfortably, and none of the details in the emitter or the pommel or the not really the pommel, but the detailed end of the saber are terribly sharp. They're really machined to be rather comfortable. I I was outside swinging this thing around for a good hour, and it just felt so comfortable in the hand and natural. Swings, spins, everything was really simple and easy to execute with this hilt. So that's really a delight. So let's get into the nitty gritty. All right, so here's the pommel, and the first thing is this end of the pommel is closed off, which is awesome because that means that it allows the pommel to utilize these side vents, very much like the Fallen or my Azure Fallen or any of the Fallen variations. It tends to be a very loud saber because of this, and I find that the design elements of the pommel kind of remind me like a simplified version of the Fallen, and that will lead to eventually me doing a comparison between these two sabers. Although they're very different, they're very similar at the same time. And so now you can see the end of the saber here, and I'm really scrutinizing this for the first time myself. This is an interesting little detail pattern in here. This little machining pattern. That's kind of neat. I like that. The way the light plays off of that. These little cutaways with these openings. I really like when they do that, as I indicated with my butcher review from yesterday. These are a little bit coarse. You can hear it, but there's nothing here that will cut you. And it doesn't really interfere with the functionality of the saber. And I haven't taken the pommel off because I haven't had to recharge the battery. I usually don't get recharge ports. They're far too expensive for me to bother with. And as far as getting the soundboard out with the battery chassis, I've never really had an issue with dealing with that. As long as you do it carefully and don't damage the speaker, it's not really too much of an issue. And there's your CoverTech wheel, strategically placed to not really be too much of a hindrance. And then the handle. Now, this is a very ergonomically designed handle, although it may not look it. The saber is really geared towards, I would say, one-handed swordplay, but it can do two-handed. I mean, I can't really demonstrate that because one hand's holding my camera. Let me show you the cutaways, the etching, rather. I always love the etching that Ultrasabers uses on their hilts. And as I indicate before, I can't really imagine not getting the etching. Why anybody would prefer that other than to save money. But, I figure if you're buying a saber, I mean, there are certain things like you don't have to get an illuminated switch or anything to that effect. But as far as the etching goes, that's kind of the personality of the saber. But I went with a black backlit switch in orange. Now, the LED setup I have on this saber is Sentinel Yellow with a Pyrestone Orange flash on clash. And what I usually do if I do get a backlit switch is I usually get the backlit switch in the color of the flash on clash, not the main blade color. That's kind of a thing that I do. It's artistic. I did the same thing with my Fallen. The Fallen has a silver LED with the I think it's like some kind of blue flash on clash, so I went with a blue backlit switch on that one. And here is the Pommel section, or the emitter section. Now, in the movie, this section kind of turns, and this all flicks open and allows the saber to operate. But obviously, it's not functional on here. A lot of mechanisms would be involved, and when you have the blade installed anyway, it's really kind of pointless. You'd literally have to put the blade plug in, and I don't know if this is like. It seems to be all one solid piece. Now these teeth, they're a little bit sharp, but not too bad. You're not really going to be able to get in there and injure yourself anyway. Not unless you really, really try. So there's the emitter. I purchased a 32-inch Ultra Edge mid-grade blade, which is just fine for this saber. It's a very light piece. I wish I had a scale. This is super light, but it's solidly built. Now, I went with the Obsidian V4 soundboard on this, so I have all the requisite fonts that come with that. I have chosen what did I choose? Hold on, I'm an idiot. You can see the windows that play. Now, I am going to do a nighttime LED demo tonight when it's night. Right now it's not night, but you can still see the windows. There's your blade retention screw. As with most windows, they are bare aluminum inside, so you get this full saturation of the light through the window. It almost looks like it's radiating out. And I went with Black Star. All right, that's what I thought.
Confirmed.
And here is the flash on clash. I'm really ecstatic with how this flash on clash came out with the Sentinel Yellow and the Pyrestone Orange. It is an amazing combination. I really like that. And there's your the backlit switch. So you can hear, this is plenty loud. Alright. And as far as swinging this thing around, this is a lightning fast saber. Probably one of the most comfortable Ultrasabers that I own currently. And I own quite a few super comfortable Ultrasabers from the, well, I find the Azure Fallen to be super comfortable. I also find the Prophecy V3 to be comfortable. Currently, the Guardian is phenomenally comfortable. And I'm a little bit of a psycho, so I like the Mantis. I find the Mantis to be rather comfortable. I can honestly tell you, with no undue admiration, I honestly love this saber. I absolutely love it. It's a beauty to behold. It's a beauty to handle. Looks like I got some dust on here. It's a really, really phenomenally well-designed hilt by Ultrasabers. Sorry about all the dust. I'm not sure where that came from. It's not an issue with the finish of the saber. The finish is pristine. It really is. And, of course, as I showed you earlier, it came with this blade plug, which is just... If I had the Allen key with me, I would actually... Yeah, well, I had the means to utilize both hands. I'd throw this in there. I may do that. I'm going to do that tonight when I do my my LED demo for the Empress. I'm actually going to be prepared, and I will throw this in there, and I will let you see what this looks like illuminated, because imagine what this thing looks like illuminated. This was free with the pre-order. Yeah, Ultrasabers really, really hit out of the park with this one. I'm really happy. Yeah. I'm almost tearing up. No, I'm not. Just kidding. Anyway, so let me give you one more visual tour. We'll turn it on. Turn it on, you know, man. Let's turn this thing on. Yeah, so I have to give this one a 10 out of 10. And that's pretty much all I have to say about this. So this is my review of the Ultrasabers Empress, which I just received today. It's about 3 months in the coming, and worth every damn minute of it. I'm thrilled. So I'm really hoping that everyone starts getting, having their Empresses showing up soon, because I can't wait to actually see other people's reviews of their Empress sabers, because this is just this is such a, yeah. I'm gonna stop with the gushing. So there it is. Hope you enjoyed this review, and hope this helps if you are on the fence about purchasing this saber. I believe this comes in a crimson and an azure, and usually it's either silver or brass. I don't remember off the top of my head. I have this one. I might be inclined to order another one day. Actually, it'd be kind of cool to maybe get a diamond version of this someday in the near future, but not now. Now I have this, and I'm happy. So that's it. That's my review, and I hope you enjoyed it. So, if you're so inclined as to subscribe, please do so. Like or dislike, whatever the situation warrants. And comment away, and I will try to answer your comments to the best of my ability. And yeah, that's it. That's the end of this review. So have yourself a wonderful rest of the day. Stay healthy. Please stay safe. And I wish you guys all the best. My love to you all. And goodbye.